evening, everyone. We're coming to you live with another shot of Community Cut. We're in Lynn Heath Hair Salon, Unisex Barber Shop also, located at 732 Washington Avenue. Where some of the best barbers and hair salon um, artists are at creating what they do best. So come on down and get your hair done, and one day we'll give you a big discount. Here with me tonight are some of my one of my close friends and two of my fellow neighbors from the area, and we're going to talk about the industry, what's going on. There's a lot going on, but today we're going to allow them to introduce themselves to you first. I'm Sherida. This is
Aisha from Brooklyn.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm H, Brooklyn.
And I'm Mink, Brooklyn as well.
Thank you all for being here. It's a late evening, and I know y'all kind of tired, but we here to discuss what's going on in the neighborhood and things that's going on in the industry and throughout the world that falls back onto our neighborhoods. Today we're going to talk about one of the bigger problems that people don't realize that's going on. They have an issue with P. Diddy and his indictment, and everyone's talking about that. But we want to know is what's really going on in Hollywood, because the picture is bigger than what it looks like. So how do we dissect that?
Well, I mean, we all have to realize that P. Diddy didn't do this on his own, right? There must have been a support system and a protective shell around all that was going on. So I think this is going to be a bigger deal than just P. Diddy. It's going to be a bunch of people that we'll all probably be surprised, that we'll all be surprised about.
Do you think he's going to take the downfall by himself, or do you think he's going to?
It's a lot of problems going on. I think, like she alluded to, I'm sorry, what's your name? Aisha alluded to that. It's a lot more that's gonna come out. Unfortunately, you know, I think a lot of other people, maybe a lot of other names may be coming out. You know, with this with what's going on, and it's just, I mean, right now it's just a mess right now. It's a big mess. To tell you the truth, it's a mess. You got people coming out every day. You got definitely a lot of women coming out, and it's a big mess right now. You know, every time you turn on the TV, the news, there's somebody else coming out. I think Diddy got his hands full right now. I don't want to say too much on the air about it, but it's a big dilemma right now. It's a lot going on. The memes are going bananas. It's crazy. Just, you know, I believe he's still in MDC in Brooklyn. So Metropolitan Detention Center
In Brooklyn.
I heard that the bail was denied. I think it was 50 mil or something like that. So it's just not, now it's just a waiting, you know, it's waiting here. So, but it's a mess. Yeah.
When you feel me,
If he didn't get, I feel that if the footage didn't come out of what he did with the abuse, he would still be, he would still be in incognito. He would still be the same. You know what I mean? And it always takes for somebody to do something for something to come out. So then the dominoes start falling. And that's exactly what's going on now. So I wonder if something that goes on as far as like the allegations, you know, if it was just allegations still, would we be where we are right now? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So allegations is one thing, but now you got hardcore footage. So now it's like, well, is he really, you know, he's not this saint. He's not this this entrepreneur. He's not this mogul. He's not just that. He is, but now he's covered in mud and dirty mud. So now it's like, okay, well, if you're pointing the finger at me, I'm gonna point the finger here. I'm gonna point the finger there. But now I got hardcore. Now that everybody's got hardcore proof. Now everybody, if he looked at them the wrong way, and there was no real thing going on, now they're stepping out because if they wasn't gonna try and get a piece of the pie, oh, there's an opportunity now.
The thing that's weird, one of the weirdest things I see about the situation is that there were allegations brought up against him a long time ago. They had a guy that was living in his house, Little Rod, that was making music for him, and Puffy gets the rights and everything to the music, like a ghostwriter, and he has over 14 charges on that alone. With Puffy trying to feel on him, with him coercing him and drugging him, a lot of other stuff. But that leads back to the real question. Not only what's going on in Hollywood, how long are they going to continue to cover up and cover down? It leads back to our judicial system, which is failing everyone. It's sending a message that as long as you have money, you're good.
May I ask you something? What does this do to the hip hop culture?
That's another question that's kind of alarming because recently they've been making examples out of people from hip hop. They don't have a problem putting them in jail and giving them time, but they're letting all the white collar crimes go. So it's a way of tearing it down. It's a way of breaking it up and what's the word I use? I'm trying to be careful with my words. I'll get back on that one. Let me think about the proper way to phrase that. How do you feel?
Okay, well, I mean, first of all, I do think hip hop is an artistry that it started a long time ago. It didn't just start with P. Diddy. He didn't invent hip hop. He just helped popularize certain artists and spread it out more. But hip hop was going to come and explode no matter what. It has evolved a lot from where we started to what it is now. Some not as tasteful. I'm from the old school, so I love KRS-One, Public Enemy, all kinds of rappers that I felt were giving positive messages, also about having fun. I mean, of course, there were a few naughty songs here and there, but it wasn't all of them. Now I feel like every other song is a very naughty song. But outside of that, I don't think that P. Diddy's arraignment right now affects hip hop in terms of people listening to music. I think that is a separate situation. But there is a type of encouragement of these days. I see more in terms of degradation of women in hip hop and women basically women not holding themselves up at a high level as much as they used to. And I get taking control of your sexuality, all that, but a lot of people taking control of their sexuality, and it's almost too much in terms of, I would love to see our young ladies cover up a little bit. Everything doesn't always have to be all out in the camera, because they're beautiful no matter what, so it's like you don't have to try as hard as you think you do, because the guys are going to look, if that's what you're trying to get. But in terms of Diddy, his lifestyle is what is getting him in trouble. I don't think it has anything to do with hip hop per se. It's his personality. It's whatever his traits that he has that's affecting him. Unfortunately, it's going to affect his children. And I have to say, it's sad when you think about the kids, because it's like, wow, as parents, you the one thing you always hope is the kids are protected. But it's like, but as a parent, you always gotta be careful what you do because it can affect your kids in the long run. And so all I have to say is, you know, people should be careful what they do. Think about it a couple of times before you do it. You know, you have the right to have your life, do your thing, but make sure everybody's consented and try to keep it in the guidelines, you know. So I don't think it's going to affect hip hop per se. I just think it'll be somebody else.
Hey, let me ask you something.
What's up, brother?
So, when you first heard the news, what came to your mind when you first heard it?
A lot of stuff. You know, over the years, you've been hearing a lot of stuff, you know, and you know, as a hip hop head, you know, I'm old school hip hop as well, you know. Like you said, you know, Public Enemy, Run DMC, Brand Nubian, LL. So, you know, we from that era. So, I mean, what came to my mind, you know, I don't want to say too much or what have you, but I've been hearing a lot of stuff over the years, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. And like we all said here, it's not affecting hip hop, you know what I'm saying, per se. Hip hop is our culture. We grew up on hip hop, excuse me, it's a part of history. It's mainstream now, you understand? And I just think that it's certain individuals, you know, individuals gotta just be more responsible. You gotta be more responsible with what's you're putting out there. Like, you know, the children is listening, you know, the kids, it's a different generation right now. You understand what I'm saying? So you got technology, you got IG, you got everything. You know, back in the days, we didn't have all of those, you know, different type of technologies that what have you. So I don't think it's gonna affect hip hop. I just think that people just gotta be responsible, man, a little bit more responsible in this day and age because of the technology that we have right now. You know, that's my point. Yeah.
Want to chime in on this?
Nowadays, you can't pretty much hide from anything.
Yeah.
And he had to be very careful in what he did, and he wasn't being very careful. I mean, so again, like you said, his lifestyle. If he was, you know, if he was on some substances that didn't help him think very clearly, when he came out into that hallway with a towel, you know what I mean? Again, it just brings me back to, you know, like, I mean, everything would be silence. There wouldn't be any conversation that we're having about this particular topic right now. So, chiming on what Harold said, you know, lifestyle choices, you know, you have to be very careful. There's nothing that you can really hide from. There's nothing. And then from the time that happened, and then it took months and months and months for that to come out. Somebody was going to say something, and especially if they felt like they could get paid from it, if they thought there was going to be some type of price from it, everybody's going to try and get a piece of that pie. You know what I mean? And if Diddy could have stopped it, I'm pretty sure he could have. He would have gave any kind of money just to hide. So nowadays, you cannot hide. You can't hide. If you do something, somebody somewhere is doing one of these numbers right here. You take off your shirt, somebody got their camera, they're going like this. Okay?
Yeah.
You gotta be very careful on what you're doing. And the more money you have, the more problems you have. You know what I mean? Yeah, the more money you got, the more problems you're gonna have. And so, I mean, and that's exactly what's going on. If he didn't have the money that he had, then he was some little rinky dink, you know, he's in the basement somewhere and he did what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Nobody would be thinking about that. But because he became the person that he is, technically, that's a platform.
Yeah.
You got a platform, whether you want it or not, you got a platform. Once somebody gave you their money to make you where you are, it's an issue. So now you gotta be a statue going forward. You gotta be very careful in what you do. You gotta be a perfect statue,
Yeah.
pretty much. Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I
That's
mean?
hard. But
It's hard because you're still
That's a
human at the
platform.
end of the day.
Yeah.
But don't, at first when it was an allegation, it was an allegation. You were saying, oh, no, it wasn't me, I wasn't doing it. And I said, oh, yeah, you did, look, this is what we got. I keep going to that because that's facts. We don't know anything else. You know, everybody, all these guys that are coming out and saying that he's been, that he's pretty much bisexual, that they're coming out with these accusations. I mean, it's like one after the other after the other. I've been seeing that. And people that I didn't even think would even, Cat Williams? Did you see that one with Cat Williams?
Yeah.
I said it. He said that he had to
he
turn
said
down $50 million, not once, but twice. From him. So I'm sitting, and he's like, he's bold about it. I'm just saying, okay, so is it a conquering thing? Is it, okay, now I'm at this level, women they're not doing it enough for me, even if you are, it doesn't matter who you are, but I'm bored.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm bored, so let me see who I can conquer. I can conquer you, I can conquer you, just to have it, even it's not supposed to go out there, but this is for me. This is me now. I'm gonna do this for me. So now this is the lifestyle that but there's still gotta be a consensual thing, and you gotta watch who you talk to. You gotta watch who you talk to. So now you talk to the wrong person 1, 2, 3, 4 many times. Now it's like, okay, now it's out there. It's like, okay, I told him no. He came back again. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about this. There's so many people that are coming out on video. Every time I look at YouTube, this is what I'm seeing. Is it me?
Every day.
Every day. And I'm shocked. I'm just shocked. Some of them are being turned, some of them are not. Like, where are the men?
Including Stevie J,
Yeah.
Aaron Paul, it goes back.
Will Smith.
It's weird.
Will Smith. I was like, it's not, look, I'm not accusing, I'm saying what I saw.
Right.
What I
Usher.
saw.
Well, but don't forget, Jaguar was screaming everybody out from the
Jaguar.
She did. She did.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of us were like, what?
Yeah.
Nah, maybe she's upset, but she
was even saying about Aaliyah too.
She was saying a lot of stuff.
Yes. What about Wendy Williams, who told it a long time ago and had pictures and got blackballed from telling? Because she had to go to another state to get a job.
25 years, but she had to go back
She
to
had
Philly.
pictures of everything with animals and everything.
Oh my, that I wouldn't see.
Bestiality
Too much.
of Puffy, and they shut her down.
Like I said,
Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, she had to go. She finally got a job in Pennsylvania.
like I said, I'm bored. I'm not trying to be funny.
On that note, I'm gonna just take a little sip. Yes, okay.
You know what I mean? You can have, but it comes down to karma. It comes down to karma. And I don't, like, I feel bad for the guy, nobody knows what's gonna happen. Maybe his money will save him. I don't know. Maybe it will, because it's gonna take a lot of money for him to get out of this. But is it gonna be the same? It's not about hip hop. It's about, how is his life gonna be after the fact? Because he's not gonna influence hip hop. You got Asians doing hip hop. You got Germans doing hip hop. It became worldwide. You're not stopping that. There's no, in fact, when I heard Megan, is that
Megan
Japanese or is it?
Oh, I heard it last night.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was with my
I
daughter.
Yeah, very cool.
Me and my daughter was on the dinner.
I was
And
like,
I'm like,
yeah.
who's this? And she's like, Megan, she's with a Japanese cat.
Oh, yeah.
She's going global.
Yes.
I said, for real?
She's being very.
And my daughter was like,
Yeah.
she's going global, Dad. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Japanese, she rapping in Japanese. and
Yeah.
stuff.
She did a great job too.
But see, there you go. She's being creative and
Yeah.
she's trying to take her craft to another level.
Yeah.
And I give her a lot of respect because she kind of just, she was she was doing stuff behind, until that she grew up on the scene, but she's
Yeah.
been really good.
Yeah.
And she's one of the artists actually I do like. I mean, I know she has some stuff, but but I like her because I think she's smart.
Yeah.
And
Business
You know,
wise, too.
I wanted to attach myself to your comment of like boredom. Sometimes you get so high up on a mountain, you have everything you can materially think of, and you're bored. Now, what do I do? And I always felt like, well, what do? You do something else. Why don't you go to school? Why don't you take a class? Why don't you create something? Like, look at that, Megan. Now she's working with international people, really trying to do. I mean, it's not that you don't have options, but you have to be willing to get out of yourself. And so I feel like that's why you're bored, because all you do is thinking about yourself. Why don't you do something else to help people? And then you don't have to be bored. Because look, you got in trouble now because you were too bored and you just going wild and crazy and doing your thing. So, I mean, the whole thing is sad because, you just don't like to see people who have accomplished so much to fail like that and so far. But at the same time, she's right, karma, because there have been for many years rumors about him not paying certain artists, certain people, like all kinds of stuff. So it's just like, everybody's got to pay the piper at some point, but we shall see, because, you're innocent until proven guilty, but he's got a lot stacked against him.
Riding on that again, as far as like the karma thing, you don't want to see somebody who accomplished so much, like you said, especially if he's one of us. You don't want to see that. But it's going to happen, doesn't matter. And if you're bored, I feel like this. Who's that gentleman? Who's the owner of Virgin Records?
Oh, the British guy.
The British guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
with the plane,
He got, when we talk about bored, my man decided, I'm gonna get an island. He has an island that he built every time Janet Jackson, I've never seen this documentary on him. Every time he got a hit record with Janet Jackson, he built a little bit more on that island.
Yeah.
That occupied his time.
Right.
My man is going in space now. He's
Yeah,
invested in
space.
space. He's got an airplane and he's got a cruise.
He's got a cruise.
He's
Yes,
got a
yes.
cruise. It's all single. So I mean, like he ventured out. You don't see him getting in trouble. You don't see him in this type of thing. And if he is, even if he is,
Yeah.
he knows how to keep that on the low,
Yeah.
as everybody should. I mean, because they're gonna judge you. We don't mean to, but it's just human nature. We don't talk about you. We talk about you.
And you're in the spotlight, so why not?
You're in the spotlight. You know what I mean? So we don't talk about you. So it is what it is. But maybe he'll learn something out of this.
Really?
Maybe he'll learn something out of this. Like you said, when you're on the mountain and you high and mighty, you feel you're untouchable. You're untouchable. You feel that.
One thing they always say, be careful of you kick on the way up, because on the way down, you're gonna have to kiss it.
Tyler Perry.
Listen. But I want to say, when I first heard about what happened, I said, all these stocks out here, and that's what you're gonna go do. Basically, kids are coming out of school, going to get their body done to strip. They getting paid for the act. What is the purpose of forcing someone to do it? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So it's all about power. That's it. Money and power to say that I can and you have to do it because I said so.
Right.
So that's
Or
what I call it,
else.
right?
Yeah.
Or else.
Mhm.
And then, or I'm gonna force you to do it, video record you, and blackmail you later. That's what I think is going on. He has some powerful people on tape, and someone is taking him down. That's another angle to look at.
I heard that too.
Yes.
What do you feel about that?
I agree that, the problem is, of course, I think P. Diddy is a voyeur. He likes to watch. It's like we've been learning now. He likes to watch. So, but the problem with watching, when you record it, now we have your crime on tape now. And if there are other people that were important that are on these tapes, which might not have known that they were being recorded, unbeknownst to them, just in case it was a hidden camera, he's got a lot of people shaking in their knees, and I don't know. This is, like he said, it's a mess. This is a hot mess.
It's a hot mess.
Yeah. And
It's a mess.
yeah.
There's a lot of people that's gonna come out, bro. A lot of people gonna come out. It's just a mess. What's going on? But I mean, I believe when he had that big, huge deal with Sabat, I think it was good. Understand what I'm saying? Sabat popping, everybody drinking Sabat. I drink Hennessy. I was even drinking Sabat.
Yeah, they got big bottles used to be
Big
$27, the gigantic bottles. As soon
Yeah.
as Puffy put his name on it, it went up to $100 and something.
Yeah, and
Big difference.
after he had a little falling out with Sabat, a lot of stuff been coming out. You
But
understand?
also, everybody he does something with,
Mhm.
there's a falling out. Like he had the girl group Black.
Yeah.
Everything, nothing he touches lasts for a long time. If we never paid attention to that. Also. How do y'all feel about that?
Listen, the industry is different. We all old school here, Remember how it used to be back in the day. Like you said, there's people watching your every move. Okay? You can't do something and it's not gonna come out. Okay? If you got beef with somebody and you're doing a show or they got something on you, especially if you're taping, certain acts or what have you, eventually it's gonna come out. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna come out, and Puff, very successful billionaire, Black man, he was getting it. He was getting the bread. He started early, went to Howard, and I just hate to see that. I just hate to see Puff, brother. It's like the rise and fall, and it's just crazy. Like every time you see a meme, it's like a different meme. It's or a different scenario, or another person comes out 10 years ago, he touched me, guys are coming out. So it's just a sad situation. Yeah. Sad situation for Puff.
And I just want to say one other thing. I don't think he's by himself in general in terms of the industry. I think that there's been all kinds of things going on in the industry for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think he learned too while he was in the industry that people do some of these different things and they get away with it, and they're all pretty protected if you're high up. But times have changed. Like they said, we have social media, people talking a little bit more. There's a little bit more power of the people who are not in powerful positions. I just feel like Hollywood and the music industry will have to clean up a little bit their act.
Yeah, he actually came here to New York to give himself up. He was here since his lawyer said September 5th,
The hype.
right? So he was here already to give himself up. So I don't know why they came in on Tuesday. But he was he came Monday. Excuse me.
Right, they were supposed to lock him up on Tuesday, and they came in Monday. Because someone told them what was going on, which they were supposed to know. So they try to act like they came the day before, to act like no one knew. It's a cover up and cover down in all sorts. So it's like, how can we put it? To reflect on Puffy, I'm gonna put a simulation with the people who got shot in the train station. Are the police gonna get away with shooting somebody for $2.90 because they got a badge? And is Puffy gonna get away? Are they gonna continue to cover up and cover down? It's just food for thought. When is anyone gonna be held accountable? So we're gonna leave you with that. Just some food for thought to let you know to pay attention to what's really going on in the world, because the picture is always bigger than what it really looks like. Thanks for joining in tonight with us, and till next week, new station, same station, new message. Thanks for coming, thanks for having us here tonight at 732 Washington Avenue. Good night.
We're done.